Hi, this is Keshav. Welcome back. As part of Azure Data Factory video series, today I'm going to start with the next case study. Alright, let's get started. Before, if you are watching my video for first time and you haven't been subscribed yet, do subscribe for more videos from my side on Azure and also on Power BI. Alright, let me read through the requirement which you could see on my screen. Alright, load the data from person.address table in AdventureWorks database for different counts of addresses per city to the counts table in TargetDB database. Truncate the destination table and reload fresh data. So I'm gonna load the data from person.address table that is in AdventureWorks database to address table in TargetDB database. But I'm not loading data as is, right? I'm doing something else here. What I'm doing here, I'm just loading counts per city. The final data set will have only two columns, that is city and respective counts next to city. I'm not loading data as is from the source. I'm just loading only counts per city. So here the requirement is very simple. The motive of this video is to show how do you do aggregations in ADF. Alright, I connected to Azure SQL Server. This Azure SQL Server has got both AdventureWorks as well as TargetDB database. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to load the data from AdventureWorks to TargetDB here itself in the same server, just from one database to other database, but not as is. I'm doing some sort of transformation here. Okay, source is Azure SQL Server, destination also Azure SQL Server. Fine. If you want to achieve that in SQL, very simple. Okay, so let me say city. I want to have city in my output. Next to that I want to show the counts, right? Count of what? Let me say sales lt dot address. Okay, now count of address ID as group by city. That's it. It's very simple requirement, right? That's it. It's very simple requirement. So we can do in a few seconds or minute in SQL, right? But same thing, let's see how we can do that in ADF. So the high level steps, those I'm gonna perform here is I already got SQL source DB and also I got TargetDB. I don't need to create again here. And I got source table and target table as well. Target table also I already created. We'll use same table, but here the special requirement is I need to truncate the destination table before loading. We'll see how we can do that in ADF. The high level steps those I'm going to perform in ADF are: first I'll create source dataset, then I'll use required transformation to count the addresses and group by city. Okay, that we'll see. Then finally I'll be creating sync dataset. That's it. Mapping. These only high level steps those I'll be performing. That's it. Create source dataset. Of course, while creating source dataset you need to create link service and also we need to use required IR. That's anyways it's a part of dataset creation itself. Then we'll use required transformation, then we'll create sync dataset, and then finally we'll map and execute. That's it. Let's get started. I already logged into Azure portal. Let me launch ADF from here. I'm into KR ADF demo that I created as part of my previous video. Let me go ahead and click on author and monitor. It will take you to ADF environment where you can go ahead and create our pipeline. Okay, let's get started with creation of pipeline. I'm going to create new pipeline. Let me name it as aggregate. Now let me go to move and transform. Under this move and transform you could see two activities, copy data and also data flow. As we are performing some sort of aggregation, so we need to go for data flow activity. I'm going to drag and drop data flow activity here. It is asking me to select either of two options. If I have already existing data flow, I can use it. Otherwise, I can go ahead and create a new data flow. Okay, if I click on new data flow, then you could see two options here, mapping data flow, or you can use wrangling data flow. But as of now, let's go for mapping data flow. Say okay. We'll speak about wrangling data flow in future videos. As of now, let's not worry about that. Alright, when you click on data flow, it is asking me to add source. It's very simple, just click on that. It will give you option to complete your source settings. Okay, then as usual, just go ahead and create source. I'll say ADWorks and source type is dataset. I'm gonna say new dataset because I don't have any dataset available as of now. Let's go ahead and say new. Let's go ahead and create dataset, that is Azure SQL database. Say continue. I'm gonna say is it ADWorks. Link service, already we have few link services, but I'm not gonna use them. Let me create new link service. ADWorks. As we are moving the data from within the cloud data stores, we need only Azure integration runtime. So auto resolving integration runtime is the option that we need to select. Okay, then say select the subscription. Within that subscription, I got care demo server. Within that care demo server, I got source DB, that is advanced works. Then we need to provide our admin login, that is SQL, and I'm gonna provide password as well. That's it. Go and test the connection. Done. Connection successful. Then say create, and you can select the table as well. Okay, the table name is sales lt.address. That is a source table that we're gonna use. Say okay. Our source settings are done. Now let's go ahead and add transformation. So if you go to this source, you could see there is one plus. Just click on that. When you click on that, you could see different options popping up, and you can select based on your requirement whatever the transformation you want, you can select, and also you can select destination as well, that we'll see later. Now as we are gonna perform some sort of aggregations, right, we're gonna count the addresses per city. So for that I'm gonna use aggregate transformation. Then go and complete all the settings within aggregate transformation, and of course if you want to change your output stream name, you can change. As of now I'm not going to change, I'll just keep as is. Okay, input stream, obviously it will be the source that we created, that would be the input stream for aggregate transformation. Alright, now let's go ahead and complete other settings. Now if you observe here, what we need to do, we need to count the addresses by grouping with city. That's what we need to do, right? So first we need to provide the column name through which column you are grouping the data. So it should be city column. I'm gonna say city, and alias name, if you want to change you can change, but as of now I'm not gonna change, I'll just keep as is. And then click on the second tab, aggregates, column name. So I'm gonna say counts. Okay, it's up to you whatever the name you want to give, and then give the expression. When you click on expression, it will open the window like this. Here you can write your expression. Our expression is very simple. I'm just gonna count of what? Address ID. That's it. Nothing to do more. Just say count of address ID. That's it. Say save and finish. Very simple requirement, right? Okay, now we are done with source and we are also done with our aggregation. Now we need to push this data to target, right? For that we need to add sync. Again, go to aggregation activity here, just click on plus icon again, then all the way go down. There you could see destination sync. That's it. Finish all the settings for destination as well. Then sync type dataset, I'm gonna create new dataset. Again it is Azure SQL database. Let me select Azure SQL database. I'm gonna say AG target. Link service, I'm gonna say new AG target. Let me select my subscription, and server is same care demo, and database name this time is target DB and SQL authentication. Let me provide admin login and respect to password. That's it. Say create. So I have already table created, that is address underscore count. Let me use same table. Say okay. Done. If you go to further settings, there you could see truncate table. I'm gonna set truncate table because already we have data in our destination table. As per our requirement, what we need to do, we need to truncate and reload fresh data. So if you go to settings in sync data set, then you could see there is option truncate. Say truncate, that's it. The next thing is mappings. Go to mappings. Default it's auto mapping, right? Let's not go for auto mapping because we have got column names different. See here, the aggregation output name that I given as counts. As column names are different, those are not mapped automatically, right? So we need to manually map them. Say counts, that's it. But still we are getting some error here. It says that conflicting type. Okay, so yeah, I know that this issue will be there, but I wanted to show you guys, in case if you are getting such error, how do you resolve that? Okay, the issue here is if you could go to inspect option here on top, the output that we are getting from aggregate transformation is in long type, right? Whereas the column in our table, let me check, this is the table. Let me see what is the data type of that specific column. Yeah, now you could see that count CNT is the column, but it is in integer type. Okay, so as there is a difference in data type, we are getting that conflict. Okay, so that we need to resolve. How do you resolve that? Let's go back to aggregate transformation again and go to expression. Under expression, you could see there are functions and a lot of other stuff. Okay, if you go to functions, you could see the conversion functions as well. You could use these functions. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna convert that to integer, right? So there is a function to integer. You could see that if you come all the way down, I can search even. See, to integer. Let me use that to. We can see that automatically that intelligence also detecting that function. Let's say I'm gonna take out this. That's it. Save and finish. Now let's go back to our sync, then go to mappings. Okay, now you don't see that error. Alright, now it's all good, all done. That's it, nothing to do more. Let's go ahead and debug our pipeline. Turn on debug, which was not on. Let's wait for that. That's it, now it is in progress. Let's wait for that. Alright, now pipeline is successfully executed. Now we can go ahead and check our data in our destination table. Okay, so here if you could see your data flow debug, right, this cluster will take some time to start. So better before starting our pipeline, we can keep this started before itself, so that it won't take much time. When you start data flow debug, right, the cluster has to be started. Okay, cluster should be ready. To make that cluster ready itself, it took some time. Okay, so that you can keep it ready before executing our pipeline. Our pipeline did not take much time, but because of cluster it took long. Here you could see the duration is 5 minutes and 35 seconds. Mostly it took time over there while starting this cluster itself. Okay, I just paused the video, resumed again once it is successfully done. I didn't want to waste this 5 minutes 35 seconds recording in the video. Alright, but you could see here duration it took long. To start data flow debug itself, it took hell lot of time. Now let's go ahead and look at our target DB database, and let me execute select count star from address counts table. That's it. All right, now we could see city and respective counts next to the city. That's it. If you want to order by CNT, that's it. Alright, thanks for watching my video. Do subscribe for more videos from my side on Azure and also on Power BI. Alright, we'll meet again with a different case study. Until then, bye bye. See you.